Right now, you are floating in space, in front of the engine that powers all life on Earth, the Sun. It is not a planet, it is a star, a vast sphere of glowing plasma, so huge that more than 1,000,000 Earths could fit inside it. It holds 99.8% of all the mass in our solar system. Everything else, every planet, is just crumbs around it. And you are about to fall straight into it, so let's live it together, moment by moment. Long before you reach the surface, you enter the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, stretching millions of kilometers into space. Strangely, this thin outer layer is the hottest place you will pass on the way in, over 1,000,000 degrees. Around you, vast loops of glowing plasma arc along invisible magnetic fields, taller than dozens of Earths stacked together. You are falling through a storm of charged particles, the solar wind, blasting outward in every direction. Then the sun erupts. A solar flare explodes with the energy of billions of nuclear bombs in a single instant. Beside you, a prominence rises, a curtain of plasma arcing hundreds of thousands of kilometers above the surface. A single one of these eruptions could swallow the Earth whole, many times over. And below you, the surface itself is coming into view, a wall of fire with no edge and no end. There is no solid ground here. What looks like a surface is the photosphere, an ocean of boiling plasma at around 5,500 degrees. It churns in giant cells, each one the size of a continent, rising, cooling, and sinking again. Dark patches drift across it, sunspots, cooler regions larger than entire planets. You plunge through this blinding layer, and the fall continues, down into the body of the star. On Earth, a fall ends here. It does not. There is nothing solid to land on anywhere inside the sun. You sink into plasma, a searing soup of broken atoms, glowing white-hot in every direction. With every kilometer, it grows hotter, denser, and more crushing. The light around you is so intense that there is no shadow, no darkness, only blinding fire. You enter the convection zone, where colossal currents of plasma rise and fall like a boiling pot, thousands of kilometers deep. These churning rivers of fire are what carry the sun's heat up toward the surface. The pressure builds into something monstrous, thousands, then millions of times stronger than the air on Earth. And it keeps getting hotter, tens of thousands of degrees, and rising. Deeper still, the plasma grows so dense that you enter the radiative zone. Here the sun is so packed that light itself can barely move. A single ray of light can take 100,000 years to escape from here to the surface. Around you, the temperature soars past millions of degrees, and the weight of the entire star presses down from every side. You are now closing in on the heart of the sun, where the pressure is almost beyond imagining. The plasma here is denser than any metal on Earth, yet still it flows. Everything glows, not with flame, but with raw, savage heat. And then you reach it, the core. Here, at the very center, the temperature reaches 15 million degrees. The pressure is over 200 billion times the air pressure on Earth, crushing matter into something almost unbreakable. And here, the magic happens. Hydrogen atoms are smashed together so hard that they fuse into helium, releasing unimaginable energy. This is nuclear fusion. This is where sunlight is born. Every ray of sun you have ever felt began here, in this furnace. Of course, you would never have survived to see it. Long before the surface, you would have been vaporized, your atoms torn apart and added to the star. There is no landing, no bottom, no moment of arrival. The sun does not let you fall through it, it simply consumes you. You would become part of the fire that lights the sky. From Earth, none of this violence is felt. The sun simply shines, calm and warm, 93 million miles away. It has been burning for 4.5 billion years, and it will burn for billions more. But one day, it will swell into a red giant, swallow the inner planets, and finally fade. All life here depends on it, and always has. The sun is not just a light in our sky, it is the reason we exist, a star we were born from, and a star we will one day return to.